Let's stop pretending. When it comes to sex, there's one technique that consistently tops the list for men.
A mí mienta, and that's when it clicks for him.
It's the one that, when done right, has the power to make him beg, to make him lose every ounce of self-control, to make him completely surrender to the moment and to you, and know it's not some mysterious tantric move or an advanced position from the depths of the internet. It's much simpler than
This isn't performance, it's presence.
Now here's the twist, that most women think of it as something he just wants, something physical, something to check off the list. But what makes this technique the most requested, the one men literally fantasize about and sometimes beg for, isn't the act itself, it's how it's done. It's the energy, the confidence, the emotional surrender mixed with physical dominance. And here's the brutal truth: most people rush it, overthink it, or treat it like a favor. That's the difference between good and...
Because when you're fully in it, leading with that quiet, confident fire.
Choice to making, do you play it passive, or do you take control of the entire experience from the first second? Most people, without even realizing it, default to submission. They treat it like something they're doing for him, something they're giving. They realize that there's something that's all about pleasing him and expecting nothing in return. But here's the truth: the sexiest realize that their most unforgettable oral experiences for a man aren't the ones where he's the king and you're the servant. They're the ones where he feels completely claimed. They're where he feels like you are in control. That's the shift most women don't even realize they have the power to make. It's not about being aggressive. It's about being intentional, confident, realize that they're playful, completely in charge of the moment, from the way you look at him before you start, to the way your hands move with precision, to the energy you give off that says, I'm not here to serve you, I'm here to wreck you, that changes everything. Because men don't fantasize about submission, they fantasize about surrender. There's a massive difference. Realize that submission is when someone gives up control because they have to. Surrender is when they give it up because they want to. And when a man feels that surrender come over him, not because you're trying to please him, but because you've made it impossible not to, he'll crave you like an addiction. This starts from the first touch. Don't tiptoe into it. Ease him into your rhythm with certainty. Let your body language say, you're in my hands now. Put your hands on his thighs like you own the space. Keep eye contact just a beat longer than expected. Let your fingers guide his hips in place, not forcefully. They realize that but purposefully. You're not just engaging in an act, you're orchestrating an experience. You're not asking for approval. You're not waiting for direction. They realize that you're letting him feel what it's like to be wanted, to be taken, to be absolutely undone by someone who knows her power. Realize that And the beauty of this kind of control is that it's laced with generosity. It's not about withholding. It's about giving in.
He won't just remember the act. He'll remember the aura. Tease, not just please. You're not giving him pleasure.
The kind of energy that makes him melt under your touch. That's the kind of oral that has him reaching for your hand afterward. Breathless, realize that they're half laughing because he doesn't know what just hit him. You want to start with
You're taking his sanity. It's not about getting to the finish line.
Control, not because you need to dominate, but because you want to guide. Realize because you want to lead him into the kind of surrender that leaves him speechless and completely in awe of you. And when you do that, when you own those opening seconds with confidence and clarity, he'll never see you the same again. He won't just want you, he'll need you. Realize that and every time he even thinks about that moment, he'll remember how it felt to be under your spell. There's a secret every woman should know before she ever goes near a man's most sensitive place. Sees pleasure isn't just about what you do. It's about when you don't do it yet. Most people think men are all about getting straight to the point. They believe that the fastest route to pleasure is the best one. But that's a lie because what men really crave, the kind of craving that makes them throb with anticipation, is tease. And I don't mean teasing in a silly or sarcastic way. I mean teasing with purpose. Realize that they're with sensuality, with absolute awareness of your power. When you slow everything down, when you delay the gratification just long enough to make him ache for it, You don't just turn him on, you create a kind of obsession. He starts to hang on your every move, every breath, every glance. And it's not because you're withholding. They realize that it's because you're building. Think of it like foreplay within You're not just moving toward the main event. You are the event. And every moment you delay his release, every second you hover just above him, every lick, kiss, breathe, or graze that almost delivers what he's craving. That's you making him fall deeper under your spell.
It's about making every step feel like the destination, more electric than anything physical.
And sexual tension is the most addictive drug there is. It's what makes his breathing speed up, what makes his hands reach for you, what makes him moan before you've even done the main thing. Realize that and that kind of energy, that kind of chemistry, that doesn't come from technique. It comes from presence, from awareness, from being so in tune with his body that you know exactly when to pull back and exactly when to lean in. And let's be honest, this doesn't just drive him crazy. It awakens something in you too, because when you tease with confidence, you're no longer performing. You're playing, you're exploring, you're leading. And in that leadership, you discover how powerful your desire really is. You realize that it's not about rushing to the finish. It's about building a moment that neither of you want to end So don't be afraid to hold him on the edge. Don't be afraid to stretch that moment longer than usual, because the longer you delay the reveal the stronger the release will be when it finally comes. And when it does, he won't just remember the act. He'll remember how much he wanted it, how much you made him feel. And that feeling of being taken to the edge by someone confident, so playful, so deliciously in control, will haunt him in the most addictive way. That's how you become unforgettable. Lies that's how you take the A1 sex act men beg for and turn it into an experience that owns his memory for days. If there's one move that doesn't require your hands, your lips, or your tongue, but still has the power to completely unravel a man, it's eye contact. Most people overlook it or they use it too casually. But the truth is, when done with intention, realize that eye contact can make him feel more naked than anything else. Because while your mouth might be the tool that gives him physical pleasure, your eyes are what create emotional impact. Realize that that's difference between an act that's good and an experience that wrecks him. See, most women look away. Not because they're not into it, but because they're either shy, disconnected, or too focused on performance. But when you look up, when you pause for just a second and hold his gaze, it sends a lightning bolt straight through his nervous system. It tells him, I'm not just doing this, I'm fully present with you. I want you to feel every second of this. That eye contact turns a moment into a memory. It humanizes the pleasure. Realize that it makes it intimate, personal, even vulnerable. And here's the magic, it doesn't have to be constant. In fact, it's more powerful when it's not. It's like a surprise, a momentary flash of deep connection in the middle of all that stimulation.
It's the moment he feels seen in the chaos of sensation. Because that split second of eye contact, it whispers, you're not just being touched, you're being chosen. Dropping the beat just when he thinks he's figured out the rhythm. That's how you make it unforgettable.
But there's a key here. Timing. Realize that their eye contact works when it's used at moments of heightened sensation. When you feel him start to breathe faster, when his moans deepen, realize that when you sense that he's losing control, that's the moment. Many people get wrong in sex is falling into autopilot. They find something that works and they stay there, same speed, same motion, same rhythm. And in doing that, they turn something that started out exciting into something predictable. And once it's predictable, it stops being mind-blowing, because what a man truly craves, especially during oral, is surprise. He wants the unexpected, the twist, the switch up, the moment where you take him right to the edge-ib and then pull back with a wicked grin and make him start the climb all over again. That's what makes him beg. That's what keeps his entire body on edge, waiting to see what you'll do next. Because now it's not just a physical sensation. It's a mental game. You're not just giving him pleasure, you're leading into a maze of it. And here's the beautiful part. It doesn't require complicated technique. It requires awareness. Awareness of his breath there, of the way his muscles tighten when he's close, of the sounds he makes when something really hits. When you learn to read his body like that there, you become the DJ of his desire.
Not by doing more, but by knowing exactly when to do what he didn't see coming. That's what brands the moment in his memory like fire on skin. It's the finale that makes him obsess, replay, crave, because now it wasn't just good, it was unforgettable and undeniably yours.
Else could ever replicate it. Because it's not about a specific move. It's about flow, adaptation, confidence. It's about being present enough to sense when he needs more and bold enough to give him less until he's Hing for you. And in that H, you own him. When it becomes unforgettable, that's when you become the person he thinks of weeks later when he can't sleep. Because you didn't just perform, realize that there. You danced with his pleasure, you led it, you made it unpredictable. And men don't fall for what feels good, they fall for what they can't predict, what they can't control. They're what they can't forget. Be that rhythm, be that chaos, be that calm before the storm. And I promise he'll never look at oral or you the same way again. Realize that the end of an experience is what seals it into memory. It's the final imprint, the part he replays in his mind when he's alone, the moment he associates with you long after the pleasure has faded. And yet this is where so many women miss an opportunity. They treat the finish like a fade out, something passive, quiet, maybe even a little disconnected. But if you wanted to give the kind of oral that he craves again and again, the kind that separates you from every other woman he's been with, you need to end it with a mark. They realize that they're not alone, though a bite here or a whisper there can do wonders, but an emotional mark, a signature move.
If that hit different, you know what to do. Drop a like, tap subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a moment that rewires your whole approach to connection. Because this is just the beginning.